Alright, today we're going to paint my AR-15, a woodland camo pattern, and the first step is to take off everything you don't want to get the paint on. Okay, now that I've stripped the rifle, all I need to do is put in a magazine in the mag well so that I don't get any paint inside the mag well. I've also taped off a couple areas I don't want to get paint. There's a spot for your safety selector, I got that taped off, and then, alright, we'll go ahead and paint it. Okay, so some people will actually put their rifle on the ground and they will paint one side, wait for it to dry, and then they'll flip it. I got mine hanging from some tie wire. That way I can paint it all at the same time and I don't have to wait for it to dry before I flip it, so I'll just get it all done in one shot. Alright, so here's the colors I'm going to be using. We got this kind of an olive drab green, flat black. You got kind of a coyote color and then brown. I don't know if they sell the brown in this camouflage style of rattle can or not, but this is all they had, so I'll be using that brown for that. But I'm going to start first with the green, and I'll cover the entire rifle with the green. Alright, there's my first coat. I'll be putting at least 2 coats on, maybe 3 of this base layer. And by the way, I don't worry about a primer. It's just rattle can. It's going to flake off no matter what, so primer doesn't really matter in my opinion. Alright, there's the second coat. I'm going to let this dry, and while it's drying, I'm going to go trace out and cut out some patterns for the next set of colors that I'm going to put on there. Okay, so now what I've done is I've individually just kind of randomly traced out some splotches that look like a good camo. All I'm using is regular computer paper, and I just put it right in the center of the page, and all I have to do is cut it out, and it'll be a stencil. And if you are wondering like on what to go off of, if you just have like a camo like coat or hat or a backpack, maybe you can take an image off the internet and just kind of get a good idea of like what each pattern looks like and kind of create your own. So I'll cut those out and then we'll start spraying the pattern on there. Okay, now that I got all the stencils cut out, I'm gonna pick my next color, which is gonna be black. And just so you know, like one stencil can be multiple shapes. You can do like the whole shape right there, or you can kind of like move it like that and just get part of it. You can turn it. So just this one stencil can be multiple different patterns on there. Okay, so I got my black coat done. I just went over kind of in some random spots and just kind of put that pattern all over the place. I'm going to let it dry and then we'll switch colors. Okay, I just did my third color, coyote. Same as the black, I just went around it and randomly hit it with the stencils. Okay, so there's my fourth coat. It's the brown. Same thing, I just went around it randomly with the stencils. That's what I came up with. And from this point here, you can decide whether or not you want to put a clear coat on it. If you do put a clear coat on it, everything's going to have a little bit of a sheen to it, be kind of shiny for a little while. But once you start taking it out to the range and stuff a whole bunch, then that sheen is going to kind of wear off and it'll all get kind of scratched up and scuffed up, and it'll kind of have like a worn look to it anyways, so it's not that big a deal. So I'm going to hit it with some clear coat and I'll show you the final result. Okay, there's the finished product. I left the grip off, left this back piece off, and then obviously the scope, rear sight, front sight, flashlight. So that's the finished product. Turned out pretty good. You can kind of see what I'm talking about with that clear coat, how there's a little bit of a sheen to it, but that'll go away over time. Here's the other side.